Ever fantasized about hopping off to another planet for a fresh start? Well, buckle up, fellow Earthlings, it's time to see if we could actually survive out there in the great cosmos. Warning: you might want to pack more than sunscreen. Mars, not just a red dusty playground. Mars is our closest planetary neighbor and often hailed as humanity's next big move. But hold on, is it really survivable? Mars has a thin atmosphere primarily made of carbon dioxide, which means if you want to breathe, you'll need a snazzy spacesuit 24/7. To make matters worse, temperatures can swing from a toasty 70 degrees Fahrenheit during the day to minus 100 degrees Fahrenheit at night. Even though it does have water mostly frozen at the poles, you'd probably spend more time finding ways to melt it than sipping on Mars-made smoothies. Elon Musk might have romanticized living here, but keep in mind, living inside domes, fighting dust storms, and staying away from radiation will take the fun out of that Martian garden you had in mind. For now, Mars seems to be more of a let's visit rather than a let's move in kind of place. Venus, the ultimate pressure cooker. If your idea of paradise includes sky-high temperatures, sulfuric acid clouds, and pressure so intense it could crush a submarine, Venus is for you. Clocking in at around 900 degrees Fahrenheit, hot enough to melt lead, Venus is an absolute inferno. This planet takes the cake for being hostile to anything resembling life. Thanks to a thick atmosphere of CO2 and sulfuric acid, Venus is like the solar system's very own version of a high-pressure cooker. Except it's not cooking anything you'd want for dinner. Plus, with winds raging at hundreds of miles per hour, stepping outside would feel like a deadly mix of a tornado and a sauna. So unless you're a superhero who thrives in sulfuric atmospheres, best to give Venus a miss. Mercury, hot, cold, and hard to handle. Mercury isn't making it any easier on aspiring space tourists. By day, it's hotter than your favorite barbecue, with temperatures reaching up to 800 degrees Fahrenheit. At night, it plunges down to minus 330 degrees Fahrenheit. It's like going from a scorching desert to a freezing tundra in a matter of hours. With no atmosphere to buffer these extreme temperature swings, Mercury would have you shivering at breakfast and sizzling at lunch. Plus, there's no water here either, so unless you're planning on importing a few million gallons of Evian, Mercury's not the spot to lay down roots. Jupiter, a giant gas station. Let's get this out of the way. Jupiter is not a place to settle down. Jupiter is primarily made up of hydrogen, about 90%, and helium, around 10%, with trace amounts of methane, water vapor, and ammonia. With no solid surface, if you tried to land, you'd just keep falling deeper into denser and hotter layers of gas until the pressure crushed you. The iconic Great Red Spot, a storm that has been raging for over 300 years, exemplifies the volatile nature of this giant planet. Winds on Jupiter can reach speeds of over 400 miles per hour, adding to the chaos. And don't forget Jupiter's immense gravity, which is about 2.5 times stronger than Earth's, meaning you'd weigh more than double what you do now. Jupiter's radiation belts also pose a major threat, with radiation levels that could incapacitate a human being within minutes without protection. With its inhospitable atmosphere, colossal storms, and crushing gravity, Jupiter is not fit for human survival, but it remains an essential part of the solar system for scientific study. Saturn. Rings are cool, but Saturn's iconic rings make it one of the most stunning sights in the sky. But beyond the beauty lies another gas giant with no solid ground. The rings themselves are composed of ice, rock, and dust, and while they look spectacular from afar, they are unlikely to support any form of life. Saturn is composed mostly of hydrogen and helium, similar to Jupiter, and lacks a defined surface. Winds on Saturn can reach speeds of up to 1,100 miles per hour, 770 kilometers per hour. At the equator, faster than any storm on Earth. Additionally, temperatures at the cloud tops average around minus 288 degrees Fahrenheit, minus 178 degrees Celsius. And as with Jupiter, the high gravity and radiation levels make human habitation virtually impossible. Even if there were some sort of floating habitat idea for Saturn, the lack of any real, stable land and the immense challenges of constructing and sustaining such a facility render Saturn a no-go for now. It's a visual treat, but far from being a habitable paradise. Titan, Saturn's moon, surprisingly tempting. One of Saturn's moons, Titan, offers a glimmer of hope for potential human habitation. Titan has an atmosphere that's thicker than Earth's and is primarily composed of nitrogen, 98.4%, with small amounts of methane, 1.6%, and hydrogen, which means you could walk around on Titan without a pressure suit, though you would still need an oxygen mask. The surface of Titan is dotted with lakes and rivers of liquid methane and ethane, and beneath the thick ice crust, scientists believe there is a subsurface ocean of liquid water. The temperatures on Titan are extremely cold, averaging -290 degrees Fahrenheit, -179 degrees Celsius. But methane and ethane remain in liquid form, creating a unique hydrological cycle akin to Earth's water cycle. The thick atmosphere also provides significant protection from cosmic radiation, making Titan one of the more promising locations for future human colonization. However, adapting to methane rain and navigating hydrocarbon lakes would be unlike anything we have done on Earth. For now, Titan remains a promising but harsh potential habitat that would require advanced technology to exploit its natural resources. Europa, water everywhere, but frozen. Another contender from Jupiter's family, Europa is one of the most intriguing moons in our solar system due to its subsurface ocean. The surface of Europa is covered by a thick layer of ice, but beneath that ice lies a vast ocean, potentially holding more water than all of Earth's oceans combined. The presence of water, combined with tidal heating caused by Jupiter's gravity, makes Europa one of the most likely places to find extraterrestrial life. Temperatures on Europa hover around -260 degrees Fahrenheit, -160 degrees Celsius, so survival would require substantial protection against the cold. The icy surface is constantly cracked and reshaped due to tidal forces, creating ridges and chaotic terrain. NASA's upcoming Europa Clipper mission aims to explore this moon further to determine its habitability. While Europa's subsurface ocean presents a potential for future exploration and even habitation, getting through the ice and ensuring safety from radiation would be significant hurdles to overcome. Neptune and Uranus, the chilly cousins. Neptune and Uranus are often referred to as the ice giants of our solar system. Both planets have atmospheres composed primarily of hydrogen, helium, and methane, which gives them their blue color. Temperatures on Neptune can reach as low as -353 degrees Fahrenheit, -214 degrees Celsius, making it one of the coldest places in the solar system. Winds on Neptune are also some of the fastest recorded, exceeding 1,200 miles per hour, 2,000 kilometers per hour, which would make any attempt at surviving on the surface extremely dangerous. Uranus, with its sideways rotation, also has some extreme seasonal variations, with one pole facing the sun for over 40 years at a time. The cold temperatures, lack of solid surfaces, and hostile atmospheres make both Neptune and Uranus extremely unsuitable for human life. Although they are fascinating from an observational standpoint, exploring or living on either of these planets is well beyond our current capabilities. Pluto, a long way from the Sun. Pluto might not be considered a full-fledged planet anymore, but let's give it a moment in the spotlight. Life on Pluto would be a mix of perpetual darkness, temperatures nearing -400 degrees Fahrenheit, and a surface coated with frozen nitrogen. It's charming in a freeze-to-death kind of way, but at least you get an incredible view of the distant sun, a tiny dot of light barely illuminating the icy landscape. Super-Earths. Hope on the horizon? Ah, super-Earths, the stuff of sci-fi dreams. These are exoplanets larger than Earth, but potentially habitable. Some of the most promising candidates orbit orange dwarf stars, which are considered more stable and long-lived compared to our Sun. For instance, planets like KOI 5715.01 could have more stable climates and longer timescales for life to evolve, thanks to their cooler, dimmer stars. The catch? These planets are light years away, literally. Even with our best technology, getting there would take tens of thousands of years. Not to mention, while they tick many of the habitability boxes, like having the right temperature range and a possibly thicker atmosphere, It's still speculation until our next-gen telescopes take a closer look. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed learning whether we could survive on these wild and wonderful planets, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe for more cosmic content like this. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an out-of-this-world adventure. Let me know in the comments which planet you'd attempt to survive on. Until next time, keep dreaming of the stars.